So, welcome to Family Time. I am going to invite, I know Brad is up here, but I think Christine is, yes. So, Christine, you are, okay, I'll tell you what, between you and Brad. Christine, you're on top, so I'll tell you what. Christine, let's give you the chance to read the mission statement. Brad, I think you have read it before, but I do want to just say well done to Brad because he sponsored 2 people in the last 2 weeks. In fact, he sponsored 2 people on the same day. Woo! Look at that. So, yeah, sorry, Brad, but I'm going to ask Christine to read our mission statement. And then, Christine, you just make whatever comments you can. Are you able to see Christine on the
Yes.
On the screen? Okay.
Yes, I do. Okay. Our mission statement: to build a growing collaborative family of agents around the country who support each other to run strong, ethical, profitable businesses in which everyone caps and increases their personal income. Many will also become financially free through the EXP Revenue Share Program and Stock Awards. In this way, as a group, we will bring positive, disruptive change to the real estate industry in South Africa. My comments about this, nobody can say it better than what is captured here already. The cement of our business is the strong ethical businesses, you know, the right principles on which it is founded. And I can see already that we are bringing the positive disruptive change to the real estate industry in South Africa. It's not something we are striving for, we are doing it, and it is happening. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Steve.
For sure. Thanks, Christine. Appreciate that. Okay, then welcome to anybody who's here for the first time. I was telling to Marie earlier, and Marie, you're welcome to stick up a hand again. But anybody who's here either as a guest or you're a new EXP agent, this is your first Family Time, we'd love just a few seconds from you. Where are you from? How did you get here? What's your story? We'd love to say welcome to you. So there's a little hand icon at the bottom of your screen. Just click that and it'll form a queue and I'll call your name. So morning, Steph, you go for it.
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone. We, as you know, Maurice, myself, and Listener, we are doing a intern training course with a couple of interns, and I invited them to join our meeting this morning. So some of them are here. I think I've seen Valerie here. Zelda is here as well, and a couple of other people in our group. So I'd like to welcome them into our team.
Super. Thanks, Steph. Welcome, guys. Nice to have you here. Morning, Brad. You are here. Well done for your agent attraction efforts.
Thank you, Steve. And I just wanted to welcome my 2 newest members. That's Carolyn Gregorovsky and Larima Wallace. Carolyn and her partner, Jevon, I've known for many years through the music industry. Jevon, her partner, is looking to join EXP shortly as well, but Carolyn just onboarded this week. And then a very big welcome to Larima Wallace, who joins us from the mortgage origination space. And Larima has made the move to EXP. So we're very excited to have you on board, Larima.
Great, Larima and Carolyn, a huge welcome. I'm not sure if they're both on the call, but a huge welcome to you. Danae, morning, Danae.
Morning, everyone. So we are still busy doing our onboarding. I'm just setting up a few logistical things on my side. It's me and my mom. My mom isn't with me today. She's in Joburg. But yeah, just sitting in our first meeting. We actually crossed paths with Marius. He had a client that's looking for property this side, and I actually mentioned to him we are in the process of joining. So just sitting into our first meeting just to have a look.
So Danae, who is your sponsor and what was the story?
Well, it's Jaco Ferrie. I think that you know Jaco. So
Yeah.
We are actually great friends, and he invited us for a cup of coffee. And like, you know, Jaco is an independent. So when an independent says to you, listen, I'm looking at this, you start asking, okay, but why is he looking at this? And I think I've been a bit more curious than he was. I think I'm telling him information about EXP at this stage. So we are really keen on being a part of the team really soon.
Yeah, thanks, Danae. Jaco speaks very highly of you guys. He says you and your mom absolutely smash it out the park where you are. So we're looking forward to having you join the team.
Thanks.
Jaco needs to get his car into gear. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denai, welcome. I just want to say welcome to you on the meeting.
Hi, Marius. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks, Marius. Marius, is your hand up? Have you got...
No, I just said what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys. Well, awesome. And welcome to all of you. And we trust that you will enjoy your time with us this morning. We now head into a little time in our meeting called Kudos and Thank Yous. We've done this from the very beginning. You know, it's amazing. We've been doing this family time meeting every 2 weeks for 4.5 years. And this is always my favorite part, where you guys get to say thank you to one another. So don't leave me hanging, guys. Please stick up your hands if you want to say thank you to someone for something they did for you, some bit of collaboration that happened over the last couple of weeks, anything. Just take your moment here to say thank you to someone, or to give someone some credit or some kudos. Okay, cool. Thank you, Princess. Why don't we start with you?
Hi everyone. I just wanted to say kudos and thank you to Mara, Steph, and Lisna, obviously. Bringing back to the intern training, I actually did it as well, but I was at the first one. And for all the other agents who are here today, good luck. It's a good training, so you'll enjoy it. And also to Michelle, of course, I can't forget my real estate mom, Michelle Taylor. She helped me go through 2 transactions, and I literally was losing my mind, but she helped me not lose my mind. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Are you here, Michelle?
I'm not sure because she said she was in East London. Oh, she is here.
Okay, this is no mind. Thank you, Michelle. Well done. And I love the Property Princess's social media. Let me just say that.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know people were watching. Thank
No,
you.
you're doing a great job. I love what you do.
Thank you.
Lots of personality. Morning, Valerie. You go for it.
Good morning from my side too. Cold here in Montague. We've also got an 8 degrees. I want to say a special thank you to Rian van Zyl for inviting me in. He's my sponsor. And without him, I would not have made what I'm busy with. And then also to the guys that are doing our interim training. Thank you very much for the team at Realtors. I think you are doing a great job. And that's it from me. See you next time.
Thanks, Valerie. Morning, Nicholas. Your mic, Nicholas. Your mic is...
Oh, sorry. All right. Okay.
There you go.
Hi, Stephen. Morning, everyone. I just want to say a thank you to Desiree Kipidu. She helped me a lot with the viewings in the Kraaifontein area. And yes, then thanks also to Jean, who always pop in with a phone call, checking up on me. I really appreciate this, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicholas. Morning, Elise. Can you get your mic on, Elise? Okay, Karen, you go for it.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Really good, thanks. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Johan van Huisteen. Johan, baie dankie vir jou hulp nou die dag. Ek waardeer dit. And also for the group, the WhatsApp group, because all the information is giving through.
Thanks, Karen. Elise, can you get your mic working? Otherwise, I'm going to put your hand down for you. Okay, sorry. Carolyn, welcome. Welcome to EXP, Carolyn.
Thank you so much. And I want to shout out for Brad Neil for finding me and bringing me on board. I'm super excited. In a short week, I've already kind of got going already. So I'm super excited. Thanks so much for having me on.
Super, Carolyn. What was it that caused you to make the move? What is motivating you?
Well, I think a few things. If I look at Brad and what he's accomplished and just his personality, I didn't want to be the typical agent. Sorry, I know some people. It's not meant in a rude way, but I just didn't want to. People kind of run away. I think when somebody says you're an estate agent, they will run, because I think of a certain characteristic. And Brad just isn't like that. So I think that motivated me a lot to want to do what he's doing. And I had worked for another realty before, and it just didn't give me the same kind of feeling. The vibe wasn't the same. I didn't enjoy it. So I'd collected quite a bit of information and experience from being a PA to one of the top rental agents on the other side. But I decided, Brad said, why do you want to do that if you can do it for yourself? And yeah, so here I am.
Great, Carolyn. Well, we wish you all the best. Really,
Thank you.
the new season in your career will be very fruitful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks.
Morning, Elise. I think you did get your mic working there.
Morning, Steve. Sorry, yes, I did. I'm sorry for that.
That's okay.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to thank Steph and Marius. We held the AHA function in Somerset last Thursday, and I think it was very successful. There was a lot of other companies, agents, and I just feel like it was really a very successful meeting, and I want to inspire other agents to do maybe the same.
Yeah, excellent. I think we actually need to when we finish the co-sponsor spotlight, I think we need to talk about the AHA Club, and there's a couple of others. James and Shelley and PE are doing Ask events. I'm doing the Luxury Agent Collective events. I think we need to talk about industry serving events, because this AHA Club thing, which we actually learned, Lizna and I, when we're in America, and there's a lady there who's got a huge business. In fact, she's Jean Frederick's sponsor, so she's got like probably the whole of EXP in her business. She is doing this thing called AHA Clubs throughout the States, and it's just taken off. And it is an awesome way to begin to build relationships with agents in a high value way in your geographic area. And I think it's the future of agent attraction. You can mark my words here. The future of agent attraction has changed. When we started this business 4.5 years ago, nobody had heard of EXP. I think I was the second or third agent in the company. In fact, I called it EPS for the first 3 weeks. I didn't even know what the name of the business was. Nobody knew what was going on. And so when I called agents, it was like, I could say EXP, I didn't say EXP. It didn't matter what I said because nobody had heard of it. I just said, look, there's something I want you to take a look at. It's a US-based business. It's a new platform in real estate. I think there's huge potential. Will you just have a look with me? And people would. Now, the first thing out of someone's mouth, if you call them, is this about EXP? Because so many people know about EXP now. We're the third biggest in the country. And so I'm seeing the necessity of creating spaces where we can bring agents in for other reasons, for high value reasons. We begin to serve the industry. We put great events together. We don't push EXP hard, but it's the relationships that grow through serving the industry that then open the doors for conversations. That's what I see happening going forward with agent attraction. If you've got a comment on that, gee, you're welcome to stick up a hand and make a comment on that. But yeah, well done to Steph and you guys, and obviously Lizna with what you're doing with AHA clubs around the country. We are watching that with interest. Elise, you had your hand up, and then Larima. Good morning, Larima. Welcome. Can you get your mic on? There we go.
Okay. Hi everybody. It's wonderful to be part of this team. I just want to say thank you to Brad as well. I had joined another agency and I wasn't very happy there. And Brad knew me from the mortgage origination space. And it's actually been a very easy transition. And the EXP family has really welcomed me with open arms. And Brad's an awesome mentor as well. So thanks, Brad. Kudos to you. I'm at the right place now eventually. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thanks so much.
It's a pleasure, Larima. I know you're going to shoot the lights out. It's going to be amazing. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done, guys. Thank you. Okay, super. Then a quick look at the leaderboard. Again, we got issues with my EXP. I can't search on names. They are busy fixing it. I've alerted the global tech team, and they are aware of the problem with my EXP, where you can't search for someone's name. So the group numbers on the right-hand side are not correct. It's just the frontline numbers are correct. But movements in the last couple of weeks, Christine, well done, up to 13 frontline. That's excellent. Brad up to 10, so into 14th place. And then Eugene MacArthur added someone on his front line. So Eugene, are you with us this morning? Normally you are. Yeah, I think you are, Eugene. Anyway, well done to you. And then both Mary and Lisa Ford have slipped down, one having lost someone on their first tier. And Steph on the leaderboard for the first time. Is it the first time, Steph, or have you dropped off before? But anyway, welcome back.
No, it's the first time.
First time. Well done, Steph. Excellent. Well done. Let's see that name climb higher, nice and fast.
Yeah, but working on it.
I believe it's going to happen. You guys are doing good stuff. Okay, so that's our leaderboard. If you want to have a look at the leaderboard ever, maybe someone will put the link in the chat bar for you. Did somebody stick their hand up there? No. Then what's next is upcoming events. So we have events in Durbanville coming up. So this is on Wednesday. There's a breakfast in the morning. So if you want to register for either of these events, just go to that website, landing.expsouthafrica.co.za/July BF for breakfast, I'm assuming. So there's a breakfast in the morning. That does not have any formal presentations. It's just a time to network, meet other agents. It's a great place to invite guests from other companies. It'll be a really good experience. EXP put on excellent events. You can trust their events. So register for the breakfast on Wednesday morning in Durbanville. And then that evening, horror of horrors, there is a line dancing evening, which Lydia is intent on getting me to. I still have not made my decision. I'm just making that public, okay? Ek is 'n Engelsman, nie 'n Afrikaner nie. I don't know about line dancing.
Line dancing is an American thing.
Is it? I don't know. I feel like, Afrikaners are got like dancing is part of your culture, sokkie, and like English guys, we a little bit more conservative on the dancing side of things.
There's tutorials on YouTube. I've tried them. You can do them tonight.
I can just imagine someone walking into my office while I'm doing a line dancing tutorial on YouTube. Anyway, there we go. Then race to the US of A is still happening. Obviously, just to keep reminding you about that, you've got to sponsor 12 people personally by the 28th of February next year in that 12-month period. And then you will go into a draw in order to win an all expenses paid trip to EXP Con in Miami next year. It's an amazing event. It is like a mind-blowing event. Then EXP Con in Cape Town. If you don't have your ticket, I've already gone and bought my tickets. I bought the platinum ticket, whatever it was. I think it was $2,000 for the ticket. Please get your tickets for EXP Con. Cape Town in February next year. All of the top leadership from around the country are going to be, from around the world are going to be here. Glenn Sanford will be here. The whole lot will be here. It's going to be an unbelievable event. So please get your tickets. Then co-sponsorship. I'm going to hand over to Andre and Lydia now for a second, but let me give a quick explanation for those of you who don't know about co-sponsorship. So EXP launched this a couple of months back, whereby someone joining EXP, once they've been onboarded, they then have 5 days after they've been onboarded. They've chosen their primary sponsor. But then after that, they've got 5 days to choose, if they want to, a co-sponsor. You don't have to choose a co-sponsor. But if you want to, if there's someone locally that can provide you with more support than your primary sponsor can, then it makes sense. And that's what co-sponsorship is about. So people coming into EXP can now essentially have 2 people that are supporting them, whereas previously you just had one sponsor. So it makes a lot of sense, particularly in cases like Andre and Lydia Vorster, who are leaders within my group, who do and are very organized with a lot of stuff that they do with their group. They bring a lot of value. And so it may be that you are thinking of inviting someone to join EXP with you. And when you see what Andre and Lydia do today, how they support their group, you may think to yourself, wow, this person fits perfectly with what Andre and Lydia are doing. And I think they would add huge value to the person that I'm sponsoring. So I'm going to encourage my new agent to choose Andre and Lydia as their co-sponsor. And then you essentially are in business together. Okay, so how does that work? Well, this is how the sponsorship system normally works. There's you there with the smiling face. You recruit an agent. You sponsor an agent. Let's say that person's name is Mary. Mary is on your first tier, and then Mary sponsors her friend, agent B. That's on your second tier, and so it goes down through 7 tiers. When you sponsor someone under the old school sponsorship program, you get 3 benefits from this person that you've sponsored, okay, from Mary. When Mary does her first deal, you get a stock award. You get 4,000 Rands worth of EXP shares when the person you have sponsored does their first deal. When Mary, if she continues to be an active agent, she qualifies as an FLQA, not just a frontline agent, but now a frontline qualifying agent, which helps you unlock the tiers of your earnings within your revenue share group. I'm not going to go into that today, but it's important to sponsor active agents. So when Mary's active, she becomes an FLQA, and then for the first 12 months of Mary's membership at EXP, as the sponsor, you don't get the normal 17.5% of the revenue share pool on Mary's transactions. You get 50%. You get, 3 times the amount. You make triple the amount on agents in their first year when you sponsor them with EXP. Okay, that's the benefits of sponsoring someone personally. Then with co-sponsorship, what happens? Look carefully now to the blue agent, Mary. There's you. Mary now slips down to your second tier. Why? Because in this case, Andre and Lydia Vorster are inserted between you and Mary. They are inserted into the line of sponsorship. Why? Because you believe and Mary believe that Andre and Lydia can provide some really meaningful piece of support that they are going to need. And so it makes sense to insert Andre and Lydia between you and Mary. Okay, so what happens is everybody shifts down one level. Mary is now on your second tier, whereas she was on your first tier. And Agent B is now on your third tier, when Agent B was on your second tier. So everybody has shifted down one because Andre and Lydia were inserted. What that means is Agent G, that you would have earned revenue share on, now slips down to your 8th tier. You don't earn on your 8th tier. You only earn through 7 tiers. That's the one trade-off about choosing co-sponsors for the people you sponsor, is that you lose one level of revenue share. Okay, I don't think it's a game changer, certainly because what Andre and Lydia, in this case, would bring to the table will really help the thing succeed far more than it would have. That's why we choose co-sponsors. Right, 2 other implications. One other implication is that this, although you as the primary sponsor still keep the stock award when Mary does her first deal, and you get the FLQA status when Mary is an active agent, that's good. This 50% fast start bonus is now paid to Andre and Lydia because Mary's on your second tier. She's not on your first tier now. Okay, so that's my quick and nasty introduction to co-sponsorship. And I now will hand over to Andre and Lydia. What we've been doing over the last few weeks is we started with Lisna, then James and Shelley 2 weeks ago in Port Elizabeth. I'm taking the big leaders within my group and I'm giving them the spotlight to talk about what it is that they do for the teams that they're building, so that you may think to yourself, wow, I've got someone who really would fit that. Let's talk to Andre and Lydia about being co-sponsors. So with that, I hand over to you, Andre. Thanks so much for preparing for this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Do you want to
Thank
share
you.
your screen? Do I need to make you a co-host?
You can make us a co-host. I'm not going to share it right now, but you can make us a co-host.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Steve. Yeah, we're not here to really sell ourselves. What we're going to explain to you this morning is what we do in our group. If you really think that you've got someone that you bring in and they will benefit from that, you are more than welcome to co-sponsor with us.
Yeah, thanks. Steve, I think also just to tie in with what you've already said, it's good to just have an understanding. And my spin on co-sponsorship is often sort of traditionally you had only a sponsor, so that was great. It was simply the person who influenced someone to join EXP was being rewarded. They didn't have to add any value. In many cases, they don't. They're just busy out there doing their thing and so on. And so that was great. And they just had to make use of EXP support systems, which is good and is getting better all the time in South Africa as well. But I think you did have a lot of fall off. A lot of agents fell off eventually because they just didn't quite get round to doing things, and their sponsor wasn't really the one to give them a little bit of extra support, which some people need. So I think this co-sponsorship definitely can help in retention in the long run. So if you sponsor somebody, that they won't fall off later on if you choose a co-sponsor wisely. I also think it's important to know, exactly like you said, is not everybody needs a co-sponsor at all. I mean, some people are just self-starters. They come on within a day, they're on all the systems, they just go, they fly. That's all they needed. They just needed to get into EXP and to have access to the systems, etc. They don't need co-sponsors, but there are times when you've got to maybe judge whether somebody would need a co-sponsor. Then it's very, very important to choose a co-sponsor correctly, because they must actually add value, because you're actually giving them something for free in a way. They've got to be able to add value. And even us, who we sponsor a lot of people, we have already used co-sponsors as well, where we think we're going to sponsor this guy, but he also would do very well with these systems or whatever that Lisna offers, or whatever, depending on what we think the person needs. So that's also just an important thing to note. Not everybody needs a co-sponsor, but co-sponsorship can add a lot of value to people, and especially help your team that you're growing. You retain that team in a way.
Yeah, and I also think a co-sponsor has got a responsibility. So if you choose someone that doesn't want to be a co-sponsor, it's you actually wasting your agent's opportunity. So that is why you must look into the co-sponsor before you assign them.
Absolutely. And we don't want to just be people's co-sponsors. We're going to, as you'll see today, we want to align with the right people if we feel it's right. Otherwise, we'll honestly tell you to probably choose somebody else. Just from our side, just so people know, those that don't know, so we've been very successful sponsors up to date. We've got a front line of 30, and our group is now more than 200. I think it's 207 as of today. So we've sort of found out what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and we do align with a certain type of agent. We've learned sort of the entrepreneurial agent, the go-getters, but that's sort of like being in a collective group where we support each other. And we offer a lot of tech support, especially. We know all the systems, etc. So we'll get into that a bit. So we are aligned to a certain type of agent, and that's important to know. We also just won't necessarily just jump in because somebody thinks we should be a co-sponsor if we don't think we're going to add value to them.
Yeah, our passion is a lot to do with estate agents that's been in the industry, and that really just see the opportunity of EXP. We offer personal support, system support, tech support, and then also emotional support. I'm on my phone 24/7, and you can test that. And I love to, if anyone's got a problem, I do support where I can, and try to figure it out with you.
I'm going to jump in there, because those of you, especially people in our group, and those of you that know Lydia, I mean, I often actually say that she's an angel from sent down to earth, and she is empathy personified in my opinion. And she really does. Her support, she just wants to speak to you. So you must just contact her. That's all she wants to do. But she's actually become quite picky as well. And I'll tell you, so these days she meets our agents as soon as she gets a chance. She says, "Okay, have you been into EXP World?" And she meets them there. She helps them set up the avatar. Of course, that's the type of tech she likes because she can speak to them again. So she gets to connect with them. But anyway, she's actually very good at that as well, getting people introduced into EXP World. Just on that note, EXP World these days, I go in there often now and speak to her, and it really is your sort of top level of support you can actually get. They're really starting to up their game. So you should start getting into EXP World.
Yeah, it's very interesting. EXP World, I go in there very often, but you get all funny kinds of questions. The last time I was in, someone was standing there, one of the agents asking Irene to make him a brochure. So I don't know what Irene deals with every day. But in any case, yeah, we take you through the systems. Jaco just co-sponsored with us last week, and he handed over his person to us. Andre put him on with all the tech, went through everything, make sure his Lightstone is up, make sure everything is working, and is ready to go on the places where he wants to focus more. Yeah, we are not what we're not. We're not mentors. We don't work with the agents, rookie agents just coming into the industry. So we're more for the people that's been an agent and that is in QF4 qualified. If you are coming into the industry, we can send you in the right direction, but that won't be us.
No, and I think it's important to know that candidate agents should actually be in some sort of a mentorship program. So they do really need a mentor that puts in more into them. And that's also usually why a mentorship program will actually entail not just actually sponsoring somebody, but actually getting a portion of their commission for a certain amount of transactions, etc. But that's not us, but we would send people in the right direction and make suggestions of where they would fit in best.
Yeah. We also will help you build your team. That is my passion. And we are very willing to do three-way calls. We do that all the time. We also do in-person coffees. We've got someone that wants to co-sponsor with us, and we're going out to Eiserfontein on Thursday to go and see his people. So we do that. We're not scared to travel. And we will definitely help you. We've got an Afrikaans and an English model explained video, so our Afrikaans people can also send the people the Afrikaans one and to hear the model in your own language. You want to? Yeah. Andre knows the systems inside and out. He's very good with a Google Meet to share screen and help you with the systems. We'll show you just a little bit of that.
Yeah, so we've also, I mean, doing things one-on-one is time consuming and one doesn't always get around to it. We're also still agents and building our business. But so in time, we have also built up a library and quite a few sort of support structures, and especially some of them I'm still refining, which we then make available obviously to our people. So in our groups, I'm going to maybe just share my screen here. So there's a couple of things I can show. I'm going to start with this. So we've got a specific library of all sorts of, is this coming up now? There we go. Let me just remove this from me. So yeah, things are built up through the years. Some are new, some are older. So we've got, we've got an English and an Afrikaans model explained. I've got tutorials which I've made during the time about how to activate your Okta and your EXP email. That's for new agents. I actually think EXP South Africa is sending that out these days. I think it's got more than 1,000 views. Loading your property on rep and things like that, using the correct sizes. And now and then we do odds and ends of trainings and we record it with our groups. Like there was a WhatsApp business and Canva training. Anyway, and so on we go. Flow training. ChatGPT, I obviously do a lot of ChatGPT. I do monthly webinars on ChatGPT for real estate agents. We've also actually started doing that for our agents in person when we go around the country and so on. And then they get to invite people. A lot of property related videos I've made during the years. sectional title versus full title. I'm not going to go into that. Lots of things about FICA, about selling your house, about fixtures and fittings, footsteps, anything you can think of. So all these resources, which were originally aimed at my buyers and sellers and still are, is actually proven to be a very valuable resource for our agents. Sort of all the technical things and all the technical jargon about, do you pay VAT or transfer duty? Who pays for the hidden costs? Is your alternate electricity supply legal? Anyway, I'm rambling on. So we've got that. In the same sense, I'll share this one as well. As pretty much the same thing. It just sort of structures things better, EXP wise and so on. And at the bottom, you get all your. So this is a very organized library that we can share with our people. Then, because I'm so keen on ChatGPT, I've refined things. I haven't sent this out to any of our agents yet. So on ChatGPT, you can create custom GPTs, which is like, so ChatGPT, you can ask something and it goes and accesses knowledge all over the place. Custom GPTs can be much more honed in and specific. So I've found, for instance, we want to be able to send things to our agents where if they have questions about EXP. But when you ask ChatGPT about EXP, you get a whole lot of American stuff, right? So you're not always going to get the right answer. So I've started training my GPT. Let me just find it. There we go. So I've started creating custom GPTs. For instance, one is now my EXP Realty Benefits GPT. So this is now trained. So it's a fairly technical process. You go and train a GPT and you make it ignore the rest of the broader world. In other words, so we don't get American answers. So when you ask something out, so I fed this GPT, I've fed with information and told it to only acknowledge that information when people ask questions. So now it's South African. I've fed it documents and documents and documents of stuff. So you can basically ask anything. There's pre-set up questions, so I'll just type one, but you could ask anything. And then it'll either tell you the answer from a South African point of view, or otherwise it'll tell you it doesn't know the answer, rather than go and find it and then tell you to get in touch with the agent. So this one, I mean, it'll be very, very South African, explains it perfectly, the whole commission split, etc. But you could pretty much ask anything, you know, how do shares work or whatever. So I'm not going to go into that, and that's I'll just do a little bit more testing before I'm happy to send it out. And then another one I've created is an SA property guide, I call it. So here again, I've trained it on all my video scripts and everything, and I've fed it information, all sorts of things that I've put together, as well as the PPRA, the Code of Ethics, and the Property Practitioners Act, and everything I've fed in there, so that when you start asking it questions from a South African point of view, it'll answer you. So that, again, there's some pre-populated questions, but you could pretty much ask anything. Let's ask it a technical question like, can an agent sell his own house? Now, if it doesn't know the answer from the information I've given it, it'll tell you it doesn't know the answer. It's not going to go and fetch somebody else's opinion. So I know when I'm sending this to people, they're going to be getting answers that I like. So I can even send it to my buyers and sellers. But our agents will also benefit deeply from this if they've got questions or ethical questions or put-to-its questions, anything.
Capital gains
tax, and those things come again from our video scripts. So not somebody else's opinion. I've researched it anyway. So here again, I mean, this is a more of legal, ethical question. Can an agent sell its own house? It tells you yes, it can. Tells you where and why and what from the Code of Ethics and all these types of things. Anyway, so I'm rambling on again. And then just the last little one, if you're interested in creating your own space within EXP World, and this is also sometimes very handy. Lydia can go in there if people feel threatened by the normal EXP World and they don't want an audience, then she can go in there with them first up just to get them used to EXP World. So we've created our own space within EXP World, which any EXP agent is allowed to do, by the way. You get one free space that you can set up. I set that up sort of a very plain one. So I'm not going to go through all this, but I mean here as well. If you go in here, you can go and chat to Lydia. Lydia's chatbot over there. And the same thing. In EXP World, I set up a chatbot, which again, I've fed with all our information, and it's told to ignore anything else. So this one, again, I've fed with property-related information as well as EXP Realty-related information for agents. So all these types of things are things that help, I think.
Yeah,
Is it
no,
just a little
just another
technical?
thing that I can mention is Andre is very, very good with OTPs and contracts. We've never done our 72-hour clauses or through an attorney. Andre does it, but checks it with the attorney in the beginning. So with difficult clauses, he assists with that as well. And I think that Marie,
I do my best.
and everyone can vouch for that.
But anyway, I think in a nutshell, that's sort of us.
Yeah.
And we could be a fit for some people if you need extra support for your agents. But we're also honest about it. We know we're not a fit by now. By sponsoring so many agents ourselves, by having a large group, we do also know we're not necessarily the best for everybody. And we will honestly assess the situation and tell you whether we are. And then we're also in a position often to suggest somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about us.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Can you describe the avatar? Like, who's the perfect person that you think should look at you as a co-sponsor?
Generally stronger agents, entrepreneurial agents that are coming into EXP, but very often your stronger agents are not necessarily tech savvy, so they need that initial boost. They need that initial boost and support to really get up and running. And then we tend to have in our groups, like our shared expertise groups, we have a fairly strong profile of agent there, and they start supporting each other. That's also a very so that avatar that you're talking about, we've got those avatars in groups, and it's fairly strong agents that tend to then start leaning on each other, not just on us.
No, definitely Afrikaans people as well.
Yeah.
We've got a big Afrikaans group. We just had a meeting before this with our Afrikaans group. And yeah, I think if I just take one of the agents that is a icon agent, that came over, and she wasn't allowed in her company to do anything, not even her own valuations. So anyone that's got the knowledge, but they are scared to leave their company because of the support, that is who we can help.
Yeah.
Paige asked a good question. Are there any geographic considerations with your co-sponsorship?
No, not really, because we travel a lot and we do a lot over Google Meet. So
yeah, so I mean, we've got a very strong team within the northern suburbs, so it helps. If you are in the northern suburbs, it's definitely a consideration. But we are, yeah, because of all our tools, because we really embrace the EXP. We actually really embrace the EXP model, and so we actually do our best to help other agents really embrace the EXP model with all its tech and everything.
Yeah, and I've built my business exactly the same way. Geographic proximity is completely irrelevant to how I've built, what we've done. Okay, guys, so let me hand over to the floor. Please stick up a hand if you've got questions for Andre and Lydia. Questions or comments on this, you're welcome. Let's spend the last few minutes in conversation. Go for it, Sarah. Can you get your mic on, Sarah?
Is it on?
Yes, there we go.
Sorry, thank you so much. I didn't think I was going to be the first hand. I have been out of circulation for about just over 2 months now, and I have been struggling to find out more and more about the co-sponsorship. And it's a little bit difficult for me to grasp it because I would really like to get involved with someone. I have 6 people that are in the process of either completely joining, I think, or will be joining in the next couple of months with their FCC, etc., etc. I've reached out to a few, but can't seem to get an interview with them so that I can speak to them, because I understand now that I cannot co-sponsor with anybody. And with my circumstances, I would like to sponsor with someone that can help me, because 3 of my candidates will be three of my sponsors are candidate agents. In other words, they have just started, but they have got tremendous skills, and they are already assisting some of the people here in the Southern Peninsula, because I do believe that if someone has special skills, then they should follow that as their forte. But because of what I've been through, I haven't been there to mentor them. Who can I speak? And I know, Steve, that you kindly and very gently kicked me out of the nest a couple of months ago, and I'm very happy about that. And I actually think it's a beautiful way of it's not. I didn't. As you asked me not to take it as an insult, I didn't. It's just been a very rough road at the moment, but I don't know who to contact. If someone can just point me in the right direction.
Yeah. So with interns, as Andre and Lydia said, they're
Yes.
not really wanting to co-sponsor brand new agents, but maybe you could have a discussion with them. Maybe there would be a fit. Otherwise, the 2 people we've put the spotlight on over the last 2 family times, I know you weren't able to be with us, were Lisna and Nell. So Lisna has got a very organized support structure for intern agents. And then if they are anywhere in the Southern Cape or Eastern Cape, James Conyers would be the guy to speak to there. So those might be 2 people you'd think of reaching out to, Lisna and James, and of course, Andre and Lydia.
I have tried to reach out to Lisna, but I think she's just a fantastic agent, and she's moving like she's not moving, she's flying, soaring. So I understand that she must be.
I have spoken to you,
extremely-
and one of your agents are actually co-sponsored with me, that is currently in the intern training program. But it's just important to understand that if you sponsor someone that is brand new in the company, nobody is going to help them out in the field. So you need to make sure that someone is collated with them, that if you need hand holding in the field, that is available for them.
That is why I've actually been wanting to speak to somebody, because of the fact that I have been totally unable to assist my my group as I would have, not through choice, but just through circumstances.
Okay, cool. Well, if you can pick up those discussions offline, Sarah, that would be great. So have a chat with Lisna again, or James, or Andre, or Lydia. Christine, you've got a comment.
Yes, Steve. Thank you for all the input on the co-sponsoring. I think there is a definite place for that. And as you also said, it's not every agent that needs co-sponsoring. I just want to comment on, especially for the new agents, always remember that there is a core of training with Stuart Hislop. And he also directs into mentoring. So before even getting to co-sponsoring, line up your new agents there, that they get into the right basis there. That's just what I want to mention. And then out of that, as an additional, there's the co-sponsoring. But I don't think that we need to double up on what EXP is giving us. There's a lot of training and mentoring guidance that comes directly from EXP. Just my little bit that I want to put in there.
So Sarah needs to make sure that these new agents are taking advantage of what EXP themselves offer through Stuart's training. Good point. Thank you, Christine. Bongi, can you get your...
Hi, family. How are you?
Good.
I'm actually interested in a person that will co-sponsor the interns, because I seem to attract people who are interested in real estate, but when I interview them, they haven't been doing any real estate. So some of them, they've joined already. I'm trying at the background to find a way or maybe to meet personally at Regal offices so that I can show them what to do and go with them to list. But I will be listing my properties, they will be listing their property. But I will appreciate a person who is keen to take interns, or people who are not really experienced but have skills on sales, or just one is been doing I think AFPOP sales. So those people, they're knowledgeable on how to look for properties because they've been looking for people to take insurance. I target people like that who've got certain skills that correspond with real estate.
Yeah, so they've got potential. Lesna, do you want to
Yes,
comment on that?
Thanks, Stevie. I just quickly want to jump in and remind everyone on the meeting that there is a lot of things that's involved in getting into this industry. So whether you're with EXP or with a different office, there is a lot of things that needs to happen for someone to become a real estate agent. So for example, I do not, the same than Lydia and Andre just said, I do not take on newbies and they can sign up with me and they can join EXP and then there we go, because I just don't think that people, when they come off the street, they necessarily knows everything that it takes to go into the real estate industry. So the design of the intern training was done in such a fashion that you do not join us, you do not get to join EXP until you've passed the 10-week training with all of the homework, with everything else that is involved. If someone then passes that training and they've collaborated well and they've done all of their homework, then we are willing to take them on as a new agent into our team in EXP. But there has been a lot of people approaching us that has onboarded someone, they've been in a little bit, and now they want us to take them on as an intern. We do not do that. So someone can come on as an intern agent, pass the training, and if they successfully complete it, then we will consider taking that intern agent on.
Okay, sounds good. So there's a few hoops they've got to jump through before we will actually allow them to join EXP if you want to choose Lisna as the co-sponsor. Okay, but Bongi, will you just pick that conversation up directly with Lisna? She can plug them into that course. Guys, just it's 9:30, so I want to give Andre a last word here. How can people get hold of you guys, Andre, if they want to chat to you?
Hi, Steve. Sorry. They can contact Lydia anytime. She loves speaking to people. I will put her number in here now. And it'll be great. And I just want to also reiterate what Lisna and everybody has said right now. And actually, EXP is becoming quite strict on their intake of newbies, where they want to really know who is going to be the mentor. And a co-sponsor is not a mentor, because the benefit you get as a co-sponsor is not big enough to mentor somebody. That means really taking care of them and actually backing them and doing OTPs with them, etc. So you really need a mentor. He will probably share in commission. I just need to say that. But I'm putting Lydia's number in here. Anybody can contact us, even if it's just for advice, just for a chat. You're more than welcome.
All right, super. Andre, Lydia, thank you so much for serving us this morning. Guys, get in touch if you need to. And am I missing anybody? Are there any hands still up? Bongi, did you want to comment, or were you done? Okay, guys, thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful 2 weeks ahead, and we will see you on the next family time.
Thanks, everyone.